We are live. This pregame show is sponsored by the Nick Learns Everything podcast. If you haven't heard about it, check it out. It's a wonderful time. You're going to learn a lot, and grateful for them to be a fan of the Fancast and also sponsoring it tonight. So, my co-host here, Nick Izzo, we're ready to bring some value to you tonight. Talk about this.
I'm excited, buddy.
This basketball.
I'm excited. We got this is a good one. This is a game that I think is somewhat underrated. I think
for sure.
This is a good game.
And everyone knows that we are the biggest Suns fans in the world.
You can't imagine.
Yeah, I think
you cannot imagine.
People, whenever they see us, they know we are huge when it comes to the Suns.
Yeah, it's just a fact.
But yeah, Nick, let's kick it off with some around the
NBA,
right?
Little storylines. All right, so go ahead and touch on a couple storylines here before we get this game started. So today, interestingly enough, is the 1-year anniversary of COVID shutting down the NBA. So today is the 1-year anniversary of that, which I think is crazy, man. When you think about it, it's like, I mean, we've been in this thing a year,
Yeah, 1 year. I mean, and then that means it's pretty close to 1 year from Rudy Gobert.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Cool Guy.
Bro, he thought
he was being slick. Oh man, it is not where you want to find out that you're not as funny as you think you are.
No, not on the national stage like that.
No one's ever gonna have a joke flop that bad in the history of ever.
I don't know about that.
We're gonna try on the stream to give Rudy Gobert a run for his money.
No, yeah.
Terrible jokes.
Speaking of terrible jokes.
Yes.
I mean, we just might as well transition right into it.
Yeah,
Miles Leonard, what a fucking idiot.
I mean, we got to touch on it. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, you have to be an idiot. Like
I understand maybe like 10 years ago when you're like 12 years old and you don't know any better and you're saying stuff like that. But you have to understand where you are now and how that affects people. And also the other thing, how are you in basketball around a predominantly black crowd and not picking this up? Like, to me, I saw, I think it was Julian Edelman who said, I think he was just being naive. It wasn't from a place of hate. But it's like, also, you have been around people who have been affected and
yes, 100%.
By different things, and you think you would just naturally learn.
Yes.
Like, this is a bad thing. Like, it's a bad thing.
Yes, like, it's just across the board. Like, it's just, what an idiot, man. And, like, it's just one of those things. Like, I think this is one of those things, though, in life where you do have to look for, like, you have to look at the people in your own life that are going to defend him.
Yep.
Like, or be an apologist for that type of behavior, because you're gonna see it. Unfortunately, you're gonna see it, and you do have to, I think, be aware of. People go, how does this Myers Leonard situation relate to me? Well, look at the people in your own circle that might defend what he said, and then that's how it relates to you.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, what an idiot. $50,000 probably not a big enough fine, honestly, like that. Especially with how much money that guy's making. Now, granted, I don't want to all of a sudden be the police of like, how much money to take out of a guy's pocket, but I just think, like, come on, man, use your head, right? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, moving on from that idiot, the third, and he is, I don't know, man, he is an idiot. He is.
At the end of the day, like, what else are you gonna?
You know what? Yeah. I will move on. Because he is. And I would tell it to him. I would say it straight to him. Come on, man. What are you doing?
Absolutely.
But interestingly enough, in other not great news, you've got Kevin Durant getting more tests on his injured hamstring, which is a big deal. I mean, you see the way the Nets are playing, and I think people forget forgot going into this year how impactful Kevin Durant was to some degree.
Yeah,
and I think now they've started to see it again, and so you just hope that he gets that stuff taken care of.
Yeah, because I think that was like across the league, like people just forgot about KD. Like,
yeah,
just which is wild,
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, and I get it because he went to Golden State, kind of got mixed in the shuffle there. Still dominant, Then
oh,
the
for
injury.
sure, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Just hope that he's able to get back in snaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
But
now shifting gears a little. Yeah, go ahead.
No. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right to shift gears from one leg to the other leg, and we're gonna go. Talk about Joel Embiid taking over the front running for MVP.
Yeah, and that's the odds. I'll try to pull him up here on DraftKings on my phone, but if I remember correctly, he has now leapfrogged into the most likely the betting odds favorite rather for MVP, which I think is wild. Like, I think it's good for the NBA because I think half of the people hate that and the other half love it.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm kind of like I'm a big players guy. Like, I just love it. Like, I'm at the NBA level, like, this is not some purity of the game thing, Yeah. I think the same reason that people don't like Joel Embiid is the same reason that people don't like James Harden. And it's just silly. It's silly. Sure. It's altruistic to think that, these guys are going to be perfect. And Joel Embiid is just a fantastic goofball. You got he's a giant dude. He's stepping out, shooting a ton of threes every game. Yeah. The fans hate it, but I think it's awesome, man. I think it's awesome to see guys be so talented at their thing that
oh yeah,
they just figure it out, But yeah, man. I mean, that's what we got going on in the league right now. I think the league is in a good spot. It's in a good spot. It's very competitive.
It's back to being from powerhouses to guys spread across the league. I mean, there's still powerhouses. There's always going to be,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It is cool to see a big man like Joel Embiid. I'm not a huge fan of his because of how he would jab players.
Yeah.
After dominate him, but also I kind of respect it.
Yeah, no doubt.
But speaking of big mans in the league, hey, let's talk about the Phoenix Suns. DeAndre Ayton.
Yes. So the Suns GM said, this is a quote from him. He said that quote, DeAndre Ayton has the heaviest expectations on the team. That's a quote from their GM. I think that was yesterday.
Well, and I think what he means by that probably is he's the biggest guy on the team, so he's probably the heaviest. And so those expectations, I mean, they probably carry the same weight. It would be something like that.
I think so. I think that might be what it is.
But
that might be what it is. I mean, but coming into the game tonight, he's a guy to watch.
For sure.
But honestly, the other guy to watch is Devin Booker. I believe he's going to play tonight. That's what we were seeing earlier, right?
Yeah.
And
he better play tonight.
I want to go ahead and read a quote. Yeah, that's true. We'll get to that in a second. I want to go ahead and read a quote here that they had about him. Let's see. This was on a radio show, I think. We got a quote, and after an all-star break that didn't include guard Devin Booker due to a mild left knee sprain, the biggest question for the Suns in their return was the health of their superstar Booker this season. He's averaging 24.9 points, 4.5 assists on basically 34 minutes a game, while shooting almost 50% from the field and 36% from three. And then their quote here is, Devin should be fine. He had a couple of good days here, had a good day today before the team took off to Portland. This was yesterday.
Okay.
And that's the GM. Once again, he was talking to Arizona Sports, Burns and Gambo on Wednesday.
Our guys Burns and Gambo.
And come on.
If you are in the radio,
if you're in the metropolitan Phoenix area, I'll be honest. I think of Burns and Gambo. That's where you want to tune in because they're.
Sure.
Yeah, and frankly, they are getting the GM on. I mean, I don't think they have anything to rival our guests, but they're doing a decent job.
Oh,
but they said
absolutely.
that the GM did say he was expecting him to be ready to rock today in the game today. And
Okay.
so, yeah, I mean, going into this game, it's a matchup between the 2 seed and the 5 seed in the West. And that's why I say I think it's an underrated game for the playoff picture, right?
Yeah.
I think everybody knows Damian Lillard and Devin Booker and Chris Paul. You have a lot of superstars in this game. But overall, I'll be honest with you, the game itself has a lot of playoff implications. So,
and I am seeing Devin Booker is suited up tonight.
Beautiful.
So he's in.
Here we go.
And I do believe we have had tip-off.
Yep, we have. We have had tip-off. So to start, if you want to give people a little idea of what we got going on here for the wager that they see there in the top.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me pop that up here. All right, this is what we got for you guys. We get the score there. But hey, we got the Suns -4.5. They're going to dominate this game. It ain't nothing you could do about it. Cacti. Okay, over. What do we got here? Over 226.5. That's definitely happened because our boy Devin Booker's going for 25 plus. And
need it.
Chris Paul also just woo. He's going to come in 8+ assists. And DeAndre Ayton, grabbing those boards all day. Going to be 14 plus. So we got a $2 parlay. It pays out.
Parlay.
Huh?
It's a 5-way parlay right there for those counting at home.
$2 parlay. We retweet our tweet, like our Fancast on Twitter. You are entered to win when we win. Because we know it's going to happen.
Oh, it's just that easy, right?
It's just that easy. So retweet that tweet. It's pinned. Also, feel free to like us on Fancast, on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I'm sure there's other social media networks out there. MySpace, I think we're on there.
I think so. I think so.
Let's get to this game, shall we?
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So, just a quick reminder for anyone that's new to this stream here. What you're going to want to do, because we can't actually, obviously, laws, am I right?
Legalities.
We can't legalities. The attorneys get involved if we actually broadcast the stream of the actual game or the broadcast rather. So what we're going to do is periodically through the show here, we'll give you the time so you can sync up wherever you're watching it. So right now, we might not even be on the right one right now. We're in the pregame show, but as we get here, huge dunk right there, and
for sure. What
we've
time
got. I've got 9:38, 9:37, 9:36, 9:35 in the first quarter.
All right, keep counting down. I'm at 9:24.
All right, 9:30, 9:29, 9:28, 27, 26, 25, 24.
And that's how we do it. That's how we do it.
Nice and synced up. And that's all you got to do at home. It's just that easy. You just go ahead, get that stream nice and synced up, and, we're off to the races. All right, let's see here. We got 8, and we don't really need them to knock those down right now. I'll be honest. Interesting shot choice right there. That felt a little early in the shot clock, but that's all right. The Suns shoot the ball well this year. They're in the top 10 in the NBA in a lot of the shooting statistics here. Actually, I have it pulled up just as a reference. I want to say they rank in the top 10 in free throw percentage, 3-point percentage, 2-point percentage, overall shooting percentage, shooting efficiency, and effective field goal percentage. So no surprise. I mean, a team with Chris Paul and Devin Booker are going to shoot it well, but I mean, that's a serious shooting team. They're shooting it from all 3 levels. And I think that's something that's often overlooked, but it's very important.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
There we go.
Ooh.
See, now I'm interested. One thing that I did see today for our bets, the Suns are a notoriously poor second quarter scoring team. and I'm gonna bring that up to our guest. That's a guarantee that I'm gonna bring that up. They interestingly enough are ranked 20th in the NBA in points scored in the second quarter.
Damn.
So that over is still a very good bet. The Trailblazers are one of the highest scoring teams in the league, but that second quarter is going to tell a lot, I think, about how the Suns are playing on the road tonight. Let's see. Yep. Little, oh man, it's beautiful right there. It's just solid ball movement.
What am I doing? Scratching my armpit.
It'll happen.
That's the other thing you get with Fancasttv is we're in it with you. We are.
We're right here. We're in it, and do we have some money on the line? It's like
all $2 of ours is on the line. $1 from Nick, $1 from me.
It's in, and you can win half of it.
Yep.
That's the. That's really the key of it. But yeah, we're in it. We're all watching the game together. You got some friends, some people that are some basketball fans. Tell them to throw it on. I guarantee we're better than whatever bum ass commentators they have.
Oh, absolutely.
On the local broadcast. And once again, I'm sure they're good guys, but they don't got nothing. We know what we have.
We know what we have here. We're ready to go to the Shark Tank with it. Broadcasting out here.
Damn
we just hit our first commercial break, so we're just going to send it off. Hey, Fancast. How we doing? I'm Scott with Fancast, and I want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30-second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, ScottyO32, or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free. Hey, that's a little something from us, guys. At Fancast is what we're doing. Bringing it back to you. Just want to let you know if you're a small business, you're looking to advertise in a way that's free, feel free to submit your videos, your little 20, 30-second commercial to us, and we'll happily broadcast you guys for free in these couple sections of the game.
Oh, I'd love to do it. It's great, man. I'm excited. That's one of the pieces of this that I do think is the most unique that we're doing, and I think I'm very excited to see what the submissions that we're gonna get over the years.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna be interesting.
There's at some point we might have to make a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we probably will. I mean, it's probably going to get to a countdown situation where it's like, what was the best fan-submitted commercial?
That's what we need.
And also, we want to help out small businesses advertise. We're trying to even the playing field, between the big guys and the small guys. I mean,
absolutely.
Are we still going to take our paid ads? Absolutely.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, but of course,
business.
For the small businesses of the world, see what we can do. Let's see what we can do.
Absolutely. All right, let's do a little check-in here. All right, so we got Devin Booker with 3 points so far. That's not bad. Chris Paul, 2 assists.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
all right.
So
all right. Now we're talking.
Good. DeAndre Ayton.
Yep.
1 rebound.
Okay, so that might be our one. That might be the one we're chasing. A little later in the game.
I mean,
so you never know.
Seems like we're doing good.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you something about DeAndre Ayton. Just a little anecdote here. So I'm not going to say the guy's name, but I worked with one of his college teammates in his year when he was at Arizona, which super cool that he gets drafted by the Suns, right? Plays at Arizona, gets drafted by the Suns. I mean, you got to love to see that. But
yep.
Anyway, was one of his teammates on the team there. And this guy was a 4-year college player. And he told me that DeAndre Ayton was the best player that he played against in college. This is a guy that played 4 years at the University of Arizona. So he played everyone. Like he played everybody. And he said DeAndre Ayton was the best player that he played against. So
dominant force.
I mean, granted, he's the number one pick. So I know some people are probably listening to this and they're thinking like, well, of course, Nick, obviously. Yeah. But you know who I also know people do not say that about is Anthony Bennett, who was drafted number one in the NBA draft as well. And so, in fairness, it's like, I do think it's still pretty impressive. Especially coming from a school like that, coming from a guy that's played against the caliber of players that, that are at a school like that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, man. Look at Frank Kaminsky. What a guy.
Frank,
looking at me, down there with the Suns, it's
good for him.
He's out there looking kind of like a tall Mike Posner. You see him right there?
Yeah, number 8. Mike Posner.
Like a guy Mike. Yeah, come on, man, Mike Posner. He walked across America. That's a crazy.
He did. He got bit by a snake.
Dude, oh yeah, isn't that wild?
And then I think he went to Antarctica for a little bit or something like that.
Dude, good for him,
what
right?
Reports were being said.
Took a pill in Ibiza, and next thing you know, he's walking across America.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Mike Posner is not his doppelganger, Frank Kaminsky. Frank Kaminsky, I feel like may become a bit of a journeyman in the NBA, but I'll tell you what, and this is my favorite Frank Kaminsky story. I still have it. I would text it to you and see if we could get it thrown up on the stream, but Frank Kaminsky at one point early in his NBA career tweeted from Champaign, Illinois, that he, I believe the tweet was, "I love the Red Lion."
And if you know anything about Champaign, Illinois,
if you're familiar with the Red Lion, so do we. Big Red Lion fans here in the in the Fancast. Oh, sometimes at the Red Lion, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Really, Champaign as a whole.
That is true. A lot of times I don't remember there.
Really, Champaign as a whole. It's a lovely place. It's a special place.
Buckets. I'm feeling very confident about the over, to be honest.
Oh, I love it. I think, dude,
we're 50 points in this in the first quarter. These guys are shooting. Oh,
yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I think, let me see here. Just a reminder to everybody, I'm going to go ahead and if you're watching along with us, you're trying to sync up your stream. We are currently in the first quarter at 3 minutes and 45 seconds, 44, 43, 42, 41. So that's where we're at right now in the stream. But oh man, that I agree with you. I feel great about the over. I really do.
Yeah, the over I think is a lock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all a lock. Let's be honest, but.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, really. Let's see here. We've got coming up in our second quarter. We've got our guest for the game tonight. If you're new to the stream, second quarter is always a guest. We've always got a second quarter guest here in the second quarter. So, just want to take the time to remind you guys of that. Damian Lillard going to the bucket. It's interesting. We were last week we did the Blazers game as well. Yes. And I'm curious to see against a Suns team that I think has quite a bit more firepower than most teams in the NBA, what the Blazers are able to do. Because for a long time, that's what the Blazers were. I mean, it's like just this firepower that they had, Yeah. And I think at this point, it's like, now there's been a bit of a drop off there, and he's still the 5 seed in the West, but they remind me of those old Atlanta Hawks teams that always sort of floated in the middle of the East. They could get a couple wins in the regular season that you didn't expect, but in the playoffs, it was a consistent 3 or 4 seed and they fell short, and that feels like that's kind of the Blazers the last few years.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
I mean,
and I don't know. I just feel like the Blazers maybe just like one guy away.
Yeah, certainly, right? And I think, what was it? We were talking about that a little the other week, right? Was kind of that idea of like, probably one guy away. Now the question though, and this is what I'm curious to ask our guest about is, where do the Suns fall in things? Second in the West right now, and it's like, that is an interesting situation to find yourselves in. Though ultimately in the NBA, it's like, can they beat the Lakers? Right? Like, it's like, that's all that's going to matter at the end of the day. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you who they can definitely beat. That's the Trailblazers tonight. And I think they can also certainly do it by more than 4.5 points.
Oh, for sure.
I hope so. Let's help somebody win some money, right?
Yeah, for sure. What do we got? A little commercial break here?
Yeah, it just looks like
Rip City.
Looks like Rip City clothing. Look at that. Wow. Not bad. Not bad.
I see what stream we grabbed.
Yeah.
The Fancasttv stream, obviously.
The Fancast, yes, of course. Obviously, we would, what broadcast is the League Pass, showing us right now?
Yes, exactly.
Of course, that League Pass that you and I are huge fans of.
Yeah,
obviously.
I mean, it's something necessary for us to.
This shows it.
Yeah.
Of course, this is show. Huge fans of League Pass. NBA, if you're listening to this, love the League Pass. Keep it up. You guys are doing it. I'm sure there's no better option.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't.
No, just frankly, there is not.
I mean, well, Fancasttv. If I had,
I mean, of course, and really, I think it's hopefully our goal with this. I mean, our goal with this is for this to be an alternative to the same boring old nonsense commentary that you get for every game you've ever watched. Most people have the game on mute anyway. You're probably watching someone's stream anyway.
Yep.
You're watching someone and I think to have actual fans be able to actually talk about these things in the way that actual fans talk if they're sitting in a room together is great.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you might win some money too. It's not all bad. Let's see. Speaking of which,
what we got here? 31-30, Portland. Portland with the ball. Devin Booker with almost strip.
See, I'll tell you what though, for that over/under, we are in a beautiful spot.
Oh, yep.
We are in an absolutely beautiful spot.
Devin Booker, 5 points, not bad. DeAndre Ayton, still 1 rebound. That's a little concerning. Big man's got to get some boards.
Yeah, the problem is they're not missing, Like, we need them to miss some shit. That's our biggest issue right now. Oh, man. Coming down to the end of the first quarter here. Let's see. You got that's interesting. Yeah, I'm very curious with. Okay, so with the over under right now, we stand at 66, which is phenomenal, right?
Okay. Yep.
I am curious to see how this second quarter pans out.
Yep.
Both teams start out very hot in the first quarter, and I think at this point the question really becomes, can they keep that momentum in the second quarter? The good thing is we've given ourselves a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah.
At least as far as the over under is concerned. So I love that. And Chris Paul's assist number 2, right, is probably in a very safe place. So we're starting to chip away a little bit.
Yeah, we're chipping away. I think we get the big man involved, like the game plan was drawn up for. I mean, we're talking about expectations and things like that. You know,
That's what it is. You know, it's man. Tell you what, you know, I'm kind of missing Frank Kaminsky being out there. You know, I kind of want to make more references to the Red Lion. You know, that's going to be his nickname for the rest of the time. We're going to call him the Red Lion because
absolutely
big Red Lion guy, Frank Kaminsky. You know, and get him on the show someday. We'll ask him about it.
Oh, yeah, maybe like
ask him about his experiences. You know, down in that neck of the woods.
Yeah, we'll probably get him on the show, and he, it'd be like during the middle of the game, too.
Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah, see? That's the next evolution of this.
Oh, yep. We're just giving the fans a little taste.
Just a little taste. Just an absolute taste. All right. Damian Lillard just wants to let the ref know that was some bullshit. Come on, ref.
All right, we got the end of the first quarter.
End of the first quarter.
We're gonna take a small little break.
We'll be
right back.
Absolutely. Was that? Is this
How we doing, everybody? We're back. We got our guest here, Swaggy V, super big Phoenix Suns fan since day one.
I wouldn't say day one, but 2012, that's for sure.
2012 at least. So why 2012? Is that when you were born?
So 2012.
Let me ask you this first. Let me interrupt you real quick. What do you think are our best? Our best pretty solid, huh?
I think it's pretty solid. I'm checking the box scores right now. What I was really worried about was Aiden grabbing 14 boards.
Hell yeah, you and me both, brother. And here we sit.
He's a little slow on that end because Portland's actually a decent rebounding team.
Well,
yes,
we knew that, but we know our Phoenix Suns are just a dominant team, so it didn't matter.
Especially when you consider both Enes Kanter and who's the other big they got? I know Robert Covington's been playing the 4. Who's the first big off the bench? Is that Carmelo still?
Oh yes, that still is.
So you would think against those guys, it wouldn't be hard to grab some rebounds. I know Enes Kanter's a fantastic rebounder, but aside from that,
it's but Ayton, I think, what did we see? He's averaging like 11 a game. That was the one. That was the one that made me the most nervous as well, I'll be honest.
Yeah, Chris Paul only 2 assists. He's one of those guys that once the game picks up tempo, I mean, only 35 points on the board. The Suns can't be shooting all too well, can they?
No, I'd be curious. Definitely not compared to how they usually shoot.
They're 15 of 28 from the field, and that includes 4 of 12 behind the arc.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but...
And 1 of 1 from behind the stripe.
Oh, the old stripe.
Which is close to the pinch post, which we explained
last time, which we'll get to here. If we get another pinch post action, I'll go into that, I guess, a little bit.
If he must.
If I'm...
Sorry, I'm just trying to do Face ID for my
for your all right, there you go.
You know how that goes. All right. Oh boy.
So yeah, 2012. I've always been a fan of like smaller market teams. I've always kind of like rooting for the underdog.
Oh, so you're like a Packers fan then? Yeah,
definitely. Small market underdog. Really, really right up the Packers lane right there.
Yeah, small market.
But in 2012, I really haven't like decided. I just was an NBA fan. I haven't decided what team's my favorite or anything like that. And then I'm playing NBA 2K12, and it's one of the first times I'm ever creating and actually focusing on my career aspect.
Yeah,
the team that drafted me was the Phoenix Suns, and the video game loyalty rolled over into real life.
Hey, that happens.
I like it. I think. See, we should go to Phoenix. That's what we should do. Obviously, once we get, shot up, Johnson & Johnson or something like that, and then,
Johnson.
Scoot on down to Phoenix, maybe taking a game, taking the sights.
Cut down a couple of cacti. That's what I'm about.
That's a fact, right?
Is that bad for the environment to do something like that? Because I feel like it's different,
To cut down a cactus? I don't know. What do you...
right?
I mean, they're pretty like drought resistant. Clearly, they're in the desert.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is. Are they resistant to samurai swords though? Because that's what my man is talking about. He's talking about going out in the desert, hacking down some cactuses like they're Christmas trees, and keeping that shit moving. I think that's what he's thinking.
We should make a push right here on Fancasttv. I think we should make a statement that cactuses should be Christmas trees.
Oh man, they probably are in some areas.
Yeah, because you do get those funky Christmas trees.
Palm trees out in Florida.
Oh yeah. People do all that. Yeah, they do that stuff out. It's
unnecessary. But,
garbage, really.
Hey, if that's how you get in the Christmas spirit,
to each his own, I guess.
Who am I to say? All right, Nick, you want to hit us up with a quick time?
Yes. So if you're watching the stream here, we're in the second quarter. For those of you at home, we got 8 minutes and 20 seconds, 19, 18, 17, 16.
Miss DeAndre Ayton, grab that board. He's not even in the game.
Okay, come on now. They got
clam chowder in there.
That's the brutal aspect of a 5-way parlay, right? That's a tough one. I don't know. So here's my question to you, Vince. You've got the Suns, they're sitting in second place in the Western Conference, but it's like, from your perspective, what are they? Where are they? Are they, me and Scott have both said teams like the Trailblazers are probably still a piece away, right? This is a discussion that I think we've had about the Detroit Pistons before. Scott would probably agree, but second in the Western Conference, where do you see them?
I don't want to say like imposter syndrome, because that's definitely not how I want to phrase the team I root for, but I was looking at it, and it's second in the West. Second in the West. And if the Utah Jazz were not having the year they're having, they could be a top team. And considering where we were last year, having to go 8-0 in the bubble and still not making playoffs, it makes you think that that's not a team that adds one piece of Chris Paul and rolls over and becomes second in the West.
And that's a great point right there. As we head into this commercial break here, I know Scott's got a video here for us, but I think when we come back on the other side of that, I do want to touch a little more on that bubble, that piece of that stretch that they had last year in the bubble. I think that's
absolutely all right. We're gonna cut it to a quick commercial break. Hey, Fancast, how we doing? I'm Scott with Fancast, and I want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30 second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, ScottyO32, or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free. All right, guys. Remember, if you know a small business, feel free to send that to them. Let them know Fancasttv. We're out here. We want to help them. We want to advertise for them. We want to bow. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. But we're back.
Absolutely. All right. So where we left off. So I think it's important. To talk about that 8-0 run in the bubble last year, right? When you are talking about the Suns, not only because of how impressive it was in itself, but remember, that's a Suns team that did that and didn't have Chris Paul, like Vince said. Like it's a very important that people don't forget the run that they made at the end. And you can't say it's this, with the Miami Heat. Okay, I understand. However, the bubble was in Florida, and you cannot tell me that didn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you're an East Coast guy right now. Are you not feeling the effects of it being almost 11 o'clock and this game's not even at halftime yet?
It's the truth. It's an important factor. It's why I'm of the belief that early on and once again, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you were going to bet.
Hang on. We need to make a very big statement right now. We are not financial advisors. I know there's a lot of stuff going around about how to make money. We want to let you know we are not financial advisors.
Not at all.
Sorry.
Not even remotely. However, I do think that factor, if you're looking to bet some teams early in the NCAA tournament this year, look at the teams that reside in the state of Indiana. The whole tournament's going to be played in Indiana this year. It's very important to look at teams that are in the state of Indiana. It's important to look at a team like the University of Illinois, who's going to have a high seed. They're right next door. It's important to look at teams like Ohio State, the Michigans of the world. It matters a lot, I think it's
coming. Big Ten's coming for the March Madness tournament.
If there's ever going to be a year for the Big Ten to show out, isn't this a perfect storm?
It really is.
Exactly. But yeah, I think, dude, Phoenix Suns, man. Phoenix Suns basketball with Vince. You gotta love it, Scott, don't you? You gotta love watching little Suns basketball.
It is
even though we were trailing by double digits most of this game.
That's it.
That is a thing.
It's Though once again, as I mentioned though before in the first quarter, the Suns are a terrible second quarter team this year. That's established statistically throughout the year. They are a terrible second quarter team. Now, we'll see how that pans out, but you also couldn't. I don't know. I don't know if we could have expected them to put up 33.
Mike Posner. Oh no, never mind.
No, that's
different guy. Who we calling him?
Oh, what is he? What is that guy? Let's see. I'm gonna say.
Oof.
Kind of looks like Vince, to be honest.
He kind of does. He kind of.
Scott, you like that one?
That was good. I can see the hair a little bit. If Vince grew his stash out a little bit, I could see it.
You guys,
yeah, that guy does have a
stash.
That's
I'm
true.
just upset because I
true.
can't grow one.
It's.
But I can paint one on.
Hey, he sure can. He sure can. I like the. I like that Scott has dove into his inner Suns fan tonight here.
You just got to be a fanatic. At the end of the day. And I've been a fanatic since 8th grade. Ain't nothing changing.
No, I can't. You are who you are, right?
You are who you are.
Good take. That's a good take there, man. Like that. It's so hard, I think, at times to for people to wrap their head around how athletic some of these dudes are that you're seeing.
Yes.
These are 6'7" humans.
Yeah.
Moving around the way that they're moving. These are not small people.
No.
Look at the footwork. That was a travel, but
that's the tough thing too, because it's you see them all together and they don't look, they just look normal height,
Yep.
It might as well be a couple, high school guys playing basketball, their size.
Yep. And then you see the way they move, and it's
Yep.
It's an overlooked aspect. It really is.
It really is. I'm just waiting. DeAndre Ayton back in the game. Let's get it. Get it to him. Let him slam it.
Yeah, it looks like they're bringing in their first unit. Booker's back in. They did take out CP and bring in Cameron Payne.
You know what? That's all right, though, because Chris Paul has 4 assists.
Picked it up in the second quarter.
Yeah, Chris Paul is definitely where we need him to be.
Absolutely.
7 points, not bad. Happy
and
with that.
I think a guy like Chris Paul, it's another playoff factor right there, right? I think Chris Paul, really what you're getting him for is to be a factor when we do hit the playoffs, right? I think that's going to be an important element with is such a young Suns team, and then, second in the West is great for them. But I mean, the playoffs in general this year are going to be phenomenal,
Yeah, with that extra play-in system, which is, I think, going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Rebound, baby. Let's go.
Oh, right. He's heating up. I like it. So, Vince, can you touch on that a little for people? I'm sure there's a few people watching this that aren't familiar with what you're talking about. If you could just.
So traditionally, it's been a 1 through 8 East and West top 8 teams. No questions asked. If there's a tiebreaker, they'll do whatever system they have for a tiebreaker. This year, they're going to look at the top 10 teams. And it's going to be really interesting. There's going to be a 2-game play-in system between the 7th and the 8th seed and the 9th and the 10th seed.
Yep.
So if the 7th and 8th, the winner of that game outright gets the 7th seed in the playoffs. So if even the team with the worst record wins, they move into that 7th slot. We'll play the 2 in the first round. The other team, the loser of that game, the 7 or the 8, will then play the winner of the 9 and the 10.
Yep.
And then the winner of that game will move into the 8th seed slot. So if the 9th or the 10th seed win back-to-back, they actually get into the playoffs where, prior to any time in this year, they haven't.
Yeah.
And this is something you've seen, we've seen in baseball recent years, right? I wonder if it speaks to this idea. I mean, it has to, right? That in the perfect world, every team would make the playoffs in the league's mind, right?
Yeah.
This is just a way to dip that toe in the water, I think.
And really, why couldn't you have an end of the year tournament where everyone made? I mean, I guess it defeats the purpose of Well, I mean, it doesn't really defeat the purpose of having a season because, you're still fighting for a seed. Another rebound. DeAndre Ayton eating up. Nom, 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 nom.
He's eating it up. I love it. But no, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, it's interesting. Like, it's an interesting thought experiment, right? It's like at what number of teams in the playoffs would fans start to really throw their hands up and be like, I mean, what are we even doing? Or would everyone just adjust and be like, whatever, it's more basketball. Like, the best team at the end of the day is still probably going to win it all anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that it gives the opportunity for more upsets, which I don't know if people are upset about,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's the similar philosophy to the NCAA tournament, those play-in games.
Yeah.
One of those teams grabs a 12 seed, and as we know, historically, all but 1 year, a 12 has upset a 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you could go very much from being a team that's hypothetically on the bubble to being in the round of 32 in a matter of 2 games, and you upset a team that established themselves as an automatic qualifier.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be shocking to say that upsets are good or bad for the game.
Mm-hmm.
But one interesting thing would be like, do you really want to watch the Brooklyn Nets take on the Orlando Magic? Like, or the Detroit Pistons in the first round? Doesn't that feel like a big waste of time?
I agree. I think, it does beg the question. The NBA used to have 5-game first round series, and they sometimes got wild because it is not hard in the NBA for a bad team to beat a good team. Like, that is not hard to do.
Correct.
And those series used to get wild. I think what would be very interesting would be a 3-game series. I think that concept in the first round would be awesome. If you took like the 1 seed Lakers and you went, look, the whole first round is in LA, all 3 games. You guys just get it. It's yours. But you have to play these guys who should not be able to beat you. But if they beat you twice, 2 nights in a row, it's over. That is an immense amount of pressure. I think it would be absolutely electric.
Yeah, it would be.
Do I necessarily want to see it? No, but, I mean, we'll see. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by these.
But now the NBA runs the NBA runs the risk of their big ticket teams getting out. I mean, I'm not one of those guys that it's a company, it's a business, because I enjoy the product they put out.
Right.
But if the Brooklyn Nets are eliminated in the first round,
it's a hell of a point, right?
People are not going to watch the next series. That's going to be the Detroit Pistons taking on even a quality team like the Atlanta Hawks.
Well,
no one's going to watch that.
I don't want any slander against the Detroit Pistons because,
yeah, you just know how it is.
Those 2004 to 2009 teams were pretty phenomenal. So we shouldn't just crap on them too hard. But yeah, I do understand your point. You probably could have made it better with like a team like the Memphis Grizzlies or something like that, or the Chicago Bulls. But yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely understand.
So that's why I think they're hitting a pretty sweet spot with 10 seats.
Yeah, I agree.
And then a 2-game system play-in, or technically 3 games because they have to win twice or at least once.
Right. No, I mean, it's to think that these are not the type of thought experiments that go on in the cocktail parties at the owners' meetings every year, right? It would be crazy. I mean, I think at the end of the day, a lot of what the leagues are doing is always trying to calibrate that, right? It's like, how do we build more revenue? But we have to toe that line before the fans start to go, what even is this? And you're right, Vince.
Yep.
Before you risk your cash cow getting bounced early, and then you're sitting there looking like an idiot because you got greedy, right? But I do think it's all about calibrating it, right? They're always like trying to figure out what that right number is. You saw it with the NFL, right? 7 teams now all of a sudden they're trying to see what that looks like. I don't know, I don't know.
Hey, I understand traditional. This is how we do it. I'm also a fan of experimental stuff. I'm a fan of reseeding in the conference championships.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you run the risk of your best teams both coming from the West, or the East, and then you get essentially what would be considered a championship.
That's an interesting idea. So you would only reseed once you got to the Final Four.
Ooh. Yes.
Interesting.
That's obviously the earliest you could do it.
Yeah, like you basically get down. You'd get down to that. That's very interesting. I've never heard that theory before. That's very interesting to me.
For example, last season you probably would have had the Nuggets playing the Heat and the Lakers playing the Bucks in the semifinals.
Right.
Compared to getting the product that ends with Lakers Heat.
Yeah. Oh man, that's very interesting. Because you're right. Yeah. You still keep the importance of the conferences, right? We're not saying let's take the best 16, That's a very interesting. Well, I've always thought that, I've always found the lower seeded teams. I think the people that want to go in the NBA with the 16 team model, just let's take the best 16 teams. I've always thought that was a little silly because I think the people that want that are the type of optimists that think like, oh man, like that 9th seed in the West got screwed. You never know what might have happened. It's like, I know what might have happened. It's the same people that want to. It's the same people that want to, extend the college football playoff to 8 teams. It's like, when have you ever heard a guy at a bar be like, who's a damn good college football team? The team that's ranked 8th. Like, and they sure would give Alabama a run for their money. It's not going to happen, right? But I do like that idea of reseeding it later on. That's fascinating, man.
Yeah, once you get down to those conference finals or NBA semifinals, I think that's when you can really milk your best product. Because the
Wait.
Go on.
Did you just say milk?
Milk your best
2%?
product. Yeah, 2%. I think
You always say milk.
Milk.
It's fucking milk.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's high on the key.
Like
this is what we live for on Fancasttv, baby.
There's almond. There's 2%. There's chocolate.
Whole milk.
Yeah.
Milk.
Yeah. Come on.
I would have enjoyed. I would think the better matchups of those Final Four from last season would have been the Lakers playing the Bucks. We didn't get that.
Right.
And I think the Nuggets would have been a better matchup against the Heat. We didn't get that.
I mean, I honestly think if you went back and looked at it every year for the last 20 years, it makes sense probably 90% of the time, 80% of the time. I wouldn't be shocked at all as Western Conference heavy this league has been for so long.
I mean, they really recognize that these conferences are unfair in talent. We need to draft all-star teams. Yes. There's no more East and there's no more West all-star games. So why are we still running the same playoff system?
Yeah.
Even though we recognize there's disparity.
Yeah.
I agree, man. I agree. It's a damn good idea. Let's see. We got Chris Paul here holding for the last shot. No, never mind. My mistake.
I also think there needs to be more development league. I don't think it's.
I agree.
I don't think it's fair that the MLB gets 3 farm teams and a much better, much more watched product gets 1. And I'm going to call the G League half a league because it's treated like half a league.
It is, and we ship so much of our talent goes from college basketball overseas. because the money is there and it just makes more sense. You see it constantly. And they would all, I'm telling you, if you you will find, very rarely will you find an overseas American basketball player that would not rather be making half of what he makes overseas just to be in the G League, honestly.
Yeah, I really think that what we're talking about, the Fort Wayne Ants, we're talking about the Santa Cruz Warriors, we're talking about very mid-market teams. Like, people live in Fort Wayne, people live in Santa Cruz. I really want the Kane County Cougars to have a basketball development team there. I would love community-oriented teams. It would access basketball on a smaller, more family-friendly market the same way minor league baseball does.
Well, you don't think you'd be able to get that with the Windy City Bulls?
Have we?
That's a damn good point. That's a damn good point, because it doesn't have the backing and of the weight of the league in the way that it needs to,
Yeah.
And there's the problem with the NCAA one and done rule.
Yep. It's the reality of it. It's starting to get cleaned up though. And I will say, they are starting to put the pieces together a little bit, but sometimes it is a little bit frustrating when I consistently see guys going overseas, because the G League they would be dumb to choose that route.
Yes.
Truthfully, over going overseas, they would be dumb to choose to play in the NBA G League rather than go play in Lithuania. I have nothing against Lithuania, but to be honest, how are we, I worked with a guy who was the Mountain West all-time leader in career double-doubles ever. That's a big conference. Overseas is a better option, more money for him.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't happen.
No.
I agree.
And it looks like we just hit halftime.
Yep.
And our boys.
Vince, I got one question for Vince though here, Scott, before we hit halftime, before he's out.
We came
one
back
question.
60-60, so we're back in it. So that 120.
We're right there.
Yeah, we're golden.
I love it. One final question for Vince here as our guest. Like to lob up a question here, at the end of the second quarter every game. Vince, if you were Devin Booker, imagine you're Devin Booker. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Oh man, if I was Devin Booker, you got to recognize that these duck-sized horses are small. Well, we're talking knee level and lower. And Devin Booker's footwork is a very underrated part of his game. He's going to be able to kick these horses, even though they're duck size, at phenomenal rates.
Yeah, because a horse-sized duck, that wingspan,
And I think he's better. I wouldn't call him the bulkiest guy. If you ask this question about Joel Embiid, he's going to take on that horse-sized duck.
Yeah.
Ask it about Devin Booker, I'm going to take on those duck-sized horses.
Well, we appreciate you, Vince. Thanks for coming
Appreciate being here.
We'll, see you in the future, hopefully.
I really appreciate you guys.
How we doing? I'm Scott with
Absolutely.
Fancast,
All right,
and I
man.
want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses
transition
that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30-second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, ScottyO32, or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free. ho, ho, ho. And we back. How's everybody doing? Guys, Fancasttv. It's the up and coming streaming platform, okay? Just so you know. Don't be surprised when you see us a year from now all over the place. Don't be surprised. Because we do this. We got the game plan. Fancasttv is for the fans. For the fans, by the fans. We're doing this for you. We're bringing fans on. We want our fans to be a part of our show. At the end of the day. Because that's what it's all about. We want to help small businesses. We want our fans to be fans of Fancast. So please, retweet our tweets, like, subscribe, do everything you got to do. But let's take this thing to the moon.
All right, guys. So we're let's go ahead and review these bets a little bit here.
Yeah,
so
let's see where we're
if you'll
standing.
remember, if you're playing along at home, and you want an
In a legal
opportunity,
state, I might ask.
of course, absolutely, of course. If you want to play along with us at home, you want a chance to win some money. All you have to do is go to Fancasttv on on Twitter, and go ahead and follow and retweet our pinned tweet. That's tweet for this game. That's going on right now. This Trailblazers Suns game. And when that bet cashes, because it will. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
When
we
that bet cashes, we are going to randomly pick one person, and we will go ahead and send them half that money.
And you know what? I'm pretty excited about it because
me too, man.
As of right
Absolutely.
now, I think I am the only person who has retweeted that tweet, so I'm in for a nice $20.
Beautiful. We've got let's see here. We've got so we need Suns we've got the Suns minus 4.5. The over at 226.5. Devin Booker 25 plus. Chris Paul 8 assists or more. And DeAndre Ayton with 14 plus rebounds. Honestly, the 8 and 1 is going to be the interesting one. I think we've established that so far.
Yep.
I think the 8 and 1 is going to be the interesting one there.
Yes, it really will be. But I think we'll get it. I think we'll grab it. If I had to
no
say,
doubt.
I think we'll grab it.
No doubt.
Yeah. So.
Still, let's see. We're still at halftime here.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yes.
But yeah, very exciting around the league. What else we got working around the league here? Let's see what
we got going on. Let's see. Let me do a quick. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and pull up right here. Let's do a quick little peek at some scores around the league.
Okay.
Let's do
OKC 103.97. Luka Doncic, where you at?
Yeah, where you at? Come on. Where's he at? Look, you've got the Warriors getting absolutely pummeled right now by the Clippers. They are down 17.
Yep.
We're all tied
Phoenix
up here,
Suns
and then
taking it to the Portland Trailblazers 60-60, taking it to them.
And then in the worst game of the night by far, the Rockets Kings, which is just like, ugh, it's just gross.
It's
like what are you watching in that? Like, ugh. Like, let's just look.
Teams right there.
Do you want to watch a game? Oh, here. Okay, let me imagine I pitched this to you and your friends. Hey guys, want to go grab a couple of beers and watch a team led by Eric Gordon struggle to compete with a team led by the duo of Rashawn Holmes and De'Aaron Fox? And I would imagine, yep, this is what I thought. Want to watch the Houston Rockets shoot 36% from the field and 19% from three? They are shooting 4 of 21 from 3 tonight. Oh.
Terrible.
Where is that?
It's
Where is
terrible
that?
to quote the late
See,
great
and
Charles
here's about a game that's hilarious. First of all, it's COVID, so these guys aren't out and about like they usually are.
Yep.
But I could understand,
You get to Sacramento and you start partying it up.
I could understand. See, Yeah. And you know what? I'm not going to say anything negative about Sacramento because, I imagine if I went there, I would enjoy it. Would I pick it as
What state is Sacramento in?
it's California? It's right up there.
Yeah.
It's the capital of the state, I believe.
Yeah, it's towards the top, right?
And I think that's all people need to know about Sacramento is it's
Towards the top.
towards the top, and it's, I guess it's as memorable as the fact that you asked what state it's in. That's how memorable it is.
My mom says, she's like, if you can't say anything nice, just say something that's like half mean, half nice.
Hey, what state is that one in? That's
That's like when someone gets too comfortable.
It's not
with
mean,
me,
but it's
when someone gets too comfortable with me, I call them by the wrong name.
okay.
I just want to let you know where this stands.
Yes, exactly. That's what we're talking about here, Man, I don't. God, this game could go anywhere, to be honest with you. Like, it really could at this point. It's interesting because the last time these two teams played wasn't that long ago, and the Suns absolutely housed them by 30.
Yeah, I think we might be back in the third quarter.
We are. We just started the third quarter. For those of you that are trying to sync up the stream with the game, we're at
a nasty slam by DeAndre Ayton.
Right now, we're at 11:33, 32, 31, 11:30, 11:29 in the third quarter. Yeah, it's a good call. That's where I am. In case if
I'm getting there.
If everyone watching could just sync up with me, please. It's 11:26, 25, 24 in the third quarter of the game.
11:26.
I'm just kidding. I'd sync up with you guys if I could, but I think this makes it easier on all of us. Yeah, I'm at let me help match you up. I'm at 11:14 right now. It's the ball is out of bounds. I'll start counting when it comes in.
Let me know when he passes it to the inbounder.
We're at 11:12, 11:11, 11:10,
okay.
11:09, 8.
That's good enough.
Beautiful. That is good enough right there, isn't it? All right, so we're working our way through here. I think
League Pass is nice.
We'll just check this real quick here. Okay.
Got to thank the Nick Learns Everything pod for sponsoring us so we could get our NBA League Pass and be legit with our stuff.
You got to be. This is a big. We're big fans of traditional broadcasts, and of course, obviously, helping billionaires make more money. We would obviously, this show would never consider ever streaming a game through anything other than the NBA League Pass.
Correct, because they just do it right.
They do. I love it. I love that an enjoyable sport that's a place of joy, right? For a lot of people. You can only have access to it fully legally, of course, if you have the money to do so. I love that, that's amazing, that they do that. It's so awesome because it's not like, of course, obviously, as we all know, the NBA doesn't have enough money. So, of course we could make the NBA League Pass accessible for free to everyone, and do that. And of course, if you did that, you could obviously charge more of a fee to advertisers, right? You could obviously make up the cost of that. I think that's obviously an obvious solution.
You know what I never understood? Like, why didn't the NFL, baseball, hockey, basketball, why didn't they just take their stuff in house and just produce their own stuff instead of selling out all this money? Like,
it's fascinating.
I think it'll definitely get there. DeAndre Ayton, another rebound.
It upsets me because look, I understand. this might end up being a small rant, okay? I'm sorry. I hope everyone bears with me. But the reality is when you look at the league, it's like I understand people that would want to make an argument of like, what's capitalism and blah, 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 blah. And the people that make that argument, in my opinion, would be idiots because they're just saying words and they think they mean something. The reality is the NBA could very easily just charge advertisers more if the league pass was just free and accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
The same way that the NFL Red Zone could do it. They could cover those costs. So I don't want to hear an argument from people about capitalism.
Or here's the other thing. You charge a monthly subscription of $9.99 to get League Pass.
Mm-hmm.
People will pay it. You know?
Mm-hmm. You get all the content. I think the problem becomes, what I hate to see is the fact that for let's just be honest here, right? I've coached basketball for a long time, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot of kids from underprivileged areas.
Oh, DeAndre Ayton with a putback slam, baby.
Yeah,
that's a rebound reenactment for you, baby.
That's a rebound and points. Hit him.
What are you doing?
Man, that's another thing we do here at Fancasttv. We do Fancast reenactments because obviously we can't show you the replay to it. So we're just going to show you the next closest thing that we got. And that's where you as the fans are vital for us. You need to help us by submitting your Fancast reenactments. It could be threes, Steph Curry reenactments. I do not care. But we will get them on the show and we will put your face out there and we'll tag you on it too if you want. But we need those reenactments. So please submit.
Send them on in. Submit them.
Otherwise, I have to do them all and I don't want to do them all.
I get that.
Actually, I kind of do.
So maybe don't. But anyway, I just the point that I'm making is you have a lot of kids that are from these.
Feel like it. That's the point.
You have a lot of these kids who are from these underprivileged areas. You have a lot of people of color that are looking to in these communities of color really that are looking to these athletes and they see them as role models and it's great. There are kids that watch the NBA and they don't have a lot of things that bring them joy in their life, and watching the NBA does. And I just think it's very upsetting when a league like the NBA could be making the games more accessible.
Yes.
To these kids, and it upsets me that they don't, and they act as if they need the money. It's very frustrating. Same thing with the NFL. Like I said, you have a lot of kids who get joy in their week by being able to watch like NBA basketball,
Yep.
And I just wish that they didn't have to go through these backdoor streaming services to do that. The NBA should be providing that content to the people
by doing it, trying to get access to the game. And you know what?
It's just wild.
Here's the thing with the NBA that I think they're far ahead of all the other leagues is they are very with it with technology. Like you can watch a game courtside with an Oculus,
Yep.
That is tremendous. Charge for that. Charge $20, $50 to go to a game in your Oculus, Yep. And with NBA Top Shots, I'm sure people have heard about that, but stuff like that, they are very on the cutting edge that you think they would be more innovative to move away from traditional type of broadcasting and maybe come over to a Fancasttv type of thing. And Adam Silver, if you're watching this, you probably are because we're big time. You might want to consider us over here.
No doubt. I mean,
for you. We got the plan. We got it.
I mean,
that's
the reality. I think once these leagues finally figure out that allowing people like us to just broadcast the game right now, just like the same way that Call of Duty will let you show yourself playing Call of Duty. Yep. I think if these leagues would embrace us being allowed to show the game that we are currently talking about, so people don't have to just sync it up, it's still going to drive people to your league. It's still driving people to watch your content. They just might be wanting to consume it in a different way. I just don't see why fight that, I don't understand why they won't realize it, but I think they're getting closer to that point. I really do.
Yeah, I think so too.
I really do. And I understand people say, well, you have to pay for Call of Duty to play it. And I do get that. I do understand that. But
Now
the problem
Call of
is
Duty's coming out
even
with game modes that you don't have to pay to play.
well, and that's the thing is like exactly like you don't have to pay to play Fortnite and you can stream it. And it benefits Fortnite for that to be happening.
People
right?
like us to just broadcast the game right now, just like the same way that
is
like,
it a
Call of Duty will let you show
NBA
yourself.
to
Well, and that's
people
the
like
thing
us
is
right
like
now
exactly
streaming
like
this
you don't have to
Blazers
pay to
Suns
play
game.
before.
And people could come to our channel and both watch the game and hear us talk about it. I don't see how that's all of a sudden not a win for the NBA.
Yeah.
Your ad space is more people are going to see the ads potentially.
You know,
More
I'm gonna
people, you know.
I'm gonna
It's
get Adam
fascinating.
Silver's DMs and we're gonna make some
Let's
things
get him.
happen.
Let's get him.
Happen.
Let's get hashtag wake up Adam Silver trending. That's what we need. Hashtag wake up Adam Silver. Freaking open your eyes to the future and just come on. You know, just come on board.
Let's go. Give us that $20 trillion contract. Let's go.
There we go. Come on.
How we
You
do
know.
it.
But anyway, we're a quick commercial break here. It looks like. We've got when we come back, we'll give you guys that reminder to sync. But remember, if you go on Twitter, now I understand some people may not have Twitter, and that's okay. That's understandable.
That's all right. But we're on many platforms. Facebook would be one of them. My personal account, I put it out.
Absolutely.
And I know, like, we got a lot of people who I am friends with watching the stream that they probably could have saw it there. But if they didn't see it there, there was like YouTube. There was ways to find, and like I don't know, like there's a big production going on over here, despite how it might look right now. Like it's a lot. It's like, have you ever tried to juggle?
Yeah, I mean, and not successfully. I have, but I've tried. I guess, yeah. It's hard.
It's difficult. It is difficult, but
It's
we
hard.
make do.
And you know what? And at the end of the day, exactly. And you know why people juggle? But I mean, they're probably because they're a little bit
entertainers,
creepy.
is why
They're a little bit creepy, but it's also entertaining.
Yes.
All I'm saying is you've never met a not creepy juggler, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Is that?
That's fair.
I think that's fair.
That is fair.
I call it as I see it. I'm sorry if that offends someone. I'm
thinking in my head, I'm like, who are the jugglers that I know? And only one person comes to mind, and I'm like, it's a girl actually, and
oh no.
Yeah, now that you say that.
All right. Well, we may have. Oh man. Well, I'm sorry if I've offended anyone.
I'm not gonna drop names because
But I stand by what I've said, and you know what? Fine. Maybe that's my Myers Leonard moment. Is that I'm critical of jugglers, but I think if we're gonna weigh people being offensive, I think there is quite a bit of difference, and I will stand by my jugglers comment.
And I think the juggling community has not been oppressed like the Jewish community was. So there's that. Hey, Fancast. How we doing? I'm Scott with Fancast, and I want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30 second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, ScottyO32, or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free. Okay, we're back. And we're back.
Oh man,
guys, remember,
all right, we're back.
If you know a small business that is looking to advertise, have them submit their 15 to 20 second commercial either to Fancasttv on Twitter. They slide right in our DMs. We do not care. We'll respond. We'll play the game. We'll catfish you a little bit. No big deal. Submit those videos. We'll get them on the Fancasttv broadcast. And you know what? Our audience of about 1 million would definitely want to see it. So feel free to do that. And here's the other thing. Portland's gotten on a little bit of a run since we've been talking, up 9 points. So, and we know basketball is a game of runs. You just kind of
absolutely.
It's like diarrhea. You just kind of got to contain it.
And that's the name of the game, really. And I've said this before about the NBA, but it's really important. I wish I had a stat to point to, but you guys will just have to take my word for it. In the NBA, a 20-point lead until you reach the fourth quarter is essentially nothing. I mean, a 20-point lead, until you really get into the fourth quarter in the NBA is basically nothing. It's the way that they structure the rotations and the amount of firepower that the offenses have. It really isn't a huge deal. This isn't your sixth grade kids basketball game. Like an NBA team to be now 15 in the third quarter is not a big deal. I mean, the Suns being down 10 here is not a big deal.
What is a big deal, I will say. The bigger deal is probably Chris Paul only having 4 assists still, and DeAndre Ayton not being in the game right now. Oh no, he's in the game.
He's in the game. We've got Devin Booker has 17 points.
Yep, that's our saving grace right now.
And the over still feels pretty solid, to be honest with you. If I crunch the numbers,
over was like 126. I'm like, man, we smashed that at halftime. This makes sense.
That would make the score like 70 to 56.
It was like 50 to 60 at halftime, and I'm like, or 60 to 60 at halftime, and I'm like,
I'm just gonna cash this.
Oh man, that was easy money there.
Let me cash this check.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. All right, that's okay, a little bucket there.
That's a shot.
Once again, these teams played, I think less than a month ago. It was a 32-point absolute murder by the Suns. So,
yep.
The Trailblazers has figured some things out. I don't know. Does that mean that they're trending up in general? I'm not going to take a one-game sample size and say that, but 5th seed in the West, and honestly, with the playoff implications of this game, things are fascinating.
Yeah.
If they were to pull this off. Now, I don't think so. I'm Suns Nation all day.
I was a big fan of Portland Trailblazers 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
We both were, actually.
Absolutely.
Not anymore.
Absolutely.
For obvious reasons, because CJ McCollum's hurt. Probably a big reason.
More than likely, that's an aspect of this for sure. I got Jay Crowder knocking down a shot there. All right, let's see.
Crowder is what we call him.
Let's see.
That weak sauce. Good for you.
Oh wow!
To draw that foul.
I mean, dude, that Joker can get open in a phone booth. I tell you what, man.
My favorite Carmelo Anthony moment is not even a moment of his. It's from Game of Zones. Game of
Zones. I'm not caught up though.
No, it was like from a few years back when he was with Houston maybe with Chris Paul.
He was on. Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was there for a little bit, right?
It's like, check that out.
Phenomenal. Game of Zones, dude. What an idea, right? What a beautiful idea. Really? They still do it, though, right?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
But only during the playoffs. So definitely check out Game of Zones, guys, because Game of Zones is very funny. It's very similar to what we do over here at Fancasttv, just keep you entertained. But if you're a big Game of Thrones fan and an NBA fan, it's a wonderful crossover for you.
And if you're not a big Game of Thrones fan and a big NBA fan, like, honestly, I don't want to know you. I'm not a big fan of yours, For sure. That's the facts. But, all right, Devin Booker, this is going to get him to 20. I'm not really worried about him scoring 25 now. Oh, man, he is so good at getting open.
Devin Booker.
What a read right there, right? He flares that screen, and that's like, this is why, like, high school players, I mean, they teach you in junior high, but the way, like, reading screens and that curl and that flare that the coaches have you do over and over and over, it just matters. Like, right there, he literally just reads that little screen right there around the elbow area, flares it, and that's it. He sees the defender go underneath, and boom.
My favorite player to ever do that. My favorite player to read screens, watch him just run the court. And if you want to watch a guy who does this to a T, my man, Richard Hamilton, Rip
Absolutely.
City, baby,
Rip
Dude,
Hamilton for
endless
sure.
motor. And the funny story about him, he would say he used to go run. He would sprint with his two dogs as conditioning. He would sprint a mile. Sprint a mile.
That's cool.
Not just run a mile. He would sprint a mile.
That's wild. That's wild. You know what? Actually, that's funny that you say that. So this is crazy. So I met a guy.
Also, time out.
Yes.
The best wearer of the mask I've ever seen.
Oh, it's not close. He made it cool, right? I mean, he made it cool.
He was so consistent with it. It was like,
To me, he has like a lot of like, he's one of those professional athletes that's very like, he's respected across the board. You know, you don't find like Rip Hamilton haters out there. Like, it's one of those. He's one of those guys, you know, like there's just certain guys like that. Reggie White was like that, right? Like a Pat, you know, obviously we're you know, Derrick Rose is like that. We're the Derrick Rose haters. Dude, I've never met one. Like that I think is that to me is more of Rip Hamilton's legacy than.
Well, I can tell you where the Derrick Rose haters are.
Where are
back in like 2009, 2010 after he got hurt. Waiting for him to come back in Chicago. That's where he got the most hate from. Is like what's taking so long with your injury, but guy's injured. You know what are you gonna do?
For sure,
man.
Some salty people.
Was he electric,
bro? Hey guys, we're at a little break in the game right here. So remember, we're getting down to it because we're almost in the fourth quarter. If you have Twitter, just go head over to Fancasttv, retweet the tweet. When these bets hit after the game, we will pick somebody. We will give them half the money. It's literally a follow, a retweet, and you have a chance to win some money by literally hitting 2 buttons. Yes. So, you know, I don't know if that can't sell you on it. Well, you know, I can't help you. Yeah, but anyway, but I did want. Okay, so while we're on this commercial, right? So I met a guy right recently who ran track in college, right? And I don't know, he's probably like, let's say 45, you know, this guy. He ran track in college. And you were saying like Rip Hamilton used to sprint a mile. This dude told me he had a guy on his college track team that ran a 1 minute and 52 second half mile.
Wait, what?
He ran a 1 minute. He had a guy on his college track team that could run a 1 minute and 52 second half mile, which is, think about it, a 4 minute mile is like crazy. This dude's half mile time is like the equivalent of running under a 4 minute mile. Like that is sprint. That's like Rip Hamilton sprinting a mile. That is like, that is what we're talking about. That's how fast sprinting a mile is. Wild. I've never heard anything like that. When you said the mile thing, it made me think like I've never, a minute 52 second half mile is insane.
Yeah, because like the fastest mile is 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
It's wild. It's wild. And that's just like a guy, you know, some college track guy back in the whatever, the 80s or whatever, 90s, whatever. It's nuts. It's nuts. Not a sport that translates well to basketball, though, truthfully. You know, you see a lot of those guys in football, but you just don't see as many of them in basketball.
Sprinting back on defense, that's like the only place it translates. Sprint back on defense.
It's just a sport. It's just a sport where speed is not incredibly important, you know? Like Paul Pierce was in, you know,
for sure.
A perennial like
elements of the game
all-star.
Where it could help you, but you don't have to be.
No, you don't have to be a burner to.
If you just understand the change pace, change direction.
That's all it is. Yep, levels. Right. Devin Booker is kind of, you know, I think starting to get in a groove here. I love it. Down 7. You know, I feel pretty good still about where we're at on most of these bets, except the 8-1. Man, you know, it's just tough. You know, it's tough. Anytime you take the over and you've got a guy that you want to get a lot of rebounds, it's going to be tough, right?
For sure.
Not impossible. Don't get me wrong at all, but it is.
Can you give me a time check?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are Devin Booker drains a 3 there. If you guys just saw that in the right corner, and we're at 1 minute and 21 1 minute 20, 1 minute 19, 18, 17, 16 in the third quarter. So if you're trying to sync up your stream to where we're at. Man, they catch them with their heads turned and miss the layup. That's tough. We need that one to fall right there.
What are you at now, 59, 58?
I'm at 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48. So I'm ahead of you then, huh?
Yeah. Well, you were because I stopped.
Oh, okay.
I'm at 31 now.
Okay, yeah, I'm at 38, 37, 36, 35, 34. I'll let you know when I get to 31, 32,
I'm at
31.
Now, 26.
It's all good. We'll just take it to the quarter. It's all good. No worries. But yeah, man, I mean, it's interesting. I'll tell you what's fun about this game is you've got Damian Lillard, who you could definitely make the argument him and Steph Curry are the two shooters in the NBA with the most range, right? They've got the most range accessible. We saw that at the All-Star game, right? Were they the guys that put back-to-back half court threes, basically?
Yeah, they were just that turned into
just out there just having a ball, you know. And then you've got
anything you could do, I can do better, essentially.
And then we've got and then you've got Devin Booker, who is once again he's in that Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, he's in that caliber as far as shooters go, right?
Yeah.
And he always has been. Like, that was how he was recruited to Kentucky. Coming out of high school, he was this unbelievable knockdown college shooter. Yeah. So,
and then I think he got into the league with the Suns, and his first couple years in the league, the Suns, they weren't really a contender, So he was he was putting up those numbers.
For sure. But speaking of contenders, as we go in between the third and fourth quarter here, Scott, I've heard there's a brand out there.
There is a brand.
For all of the contenders in one sport specifically. And
you know what? That might be some misinformation, Nick, that I'm just gonna smush out right now.
Fake news.
A little fake news, because really it's for any contender. It's a mindset, if you will.
Lifestyle, really.
A lifestyle, really. But thanks to the Tennis Boys Sunday. Tennis Boys Sunday? What does that have to do with basketball? Nothing. But they are a sponsor of the show. And you ask, what is Tennis Boys Sunday all about? Passion? Enthusiasm?
Romance?
A little bit. It's romantic. And they're just trying to change everyone's perspective on the world. Tennis Boys Sunday is the premier tennis brand. But it stands for much more. It stands for going and achieving your dreams and not letting anything stop in your way. Because if you don't achieve your dream, but you're chasing it, you're going to get a lot farther than if you didn't even chase it to begin with. And that's what Tennis Boys Sunday is all about. So feel free, check out the Tennis Boys Sunday YouTube page. Some great content coming towards you guys. And we appreciate them being a sponsor of the show.
Gotta love it, man. Tennis Boys Sunday. I'm a huge supporter of the brand. This is a Tennis Boys Sunday kind of show right here. Fancasttv.
And I heard the guy started it with his dad, So that's gotta respect that. A little father-son duo, but the son starting it and then the father's jumping on board, it's usually the other way around.
There's a lot of the world that's meant to be lived that way, I really do think. It's the reality of it, man. And nowadays with the internet, there's just so many opportunities there for people to do that. I would encourage everybody, to involve your family and friends and whatever you got going on. Maybe it's your side hustle, maybe
you're making TikTok content. Involve your family and friends.
I mean, we're not trying to bullshit anyone here. Like Vince, we known Vince our whole life. He's a great guy, like huge Suns fan, of course. Of course, we're gonna have him on. You know what I'm saying? Never met him. he, but that's what it's all about, right?
You know who I kind of look like a little bit?
He looks like that guy.
Huh?
He looks like my man right here playing for the Suns.
No. Who you know who I kind of look like right now?
Oh yeah,
Have
who you look like right now?
God, it was so scary back in the day when I was a little kid.
Braveheart.
No.
Yeah, a little bit. You look a little bit like Braveheart.
A little bit like Braveheart, but too much hair. I'm thinking of God, I don't know if anyone would be able to get this, but my brother, he could get it. What is that, dude? Spawn.
You look like Spawn.
I know, I don't look like Spawn. I look like the henchman of Spawn, who's like the fat obese guy with who's blue. That's who I look like.
For real. Come on, man. You look...
hair, bro. It's just the way it's popping out.
I'm gonna. All right.
That movie gave me nightmares,
bro.
Like
what age?
Give the Portland Trailblazers nightmares.
We got a second here. We can go on a little aside right now, real quick.
Yeah, let me try to get a picture, and then I'll show you a little side by side.
Let's see if we can get. Let's see if I can pull up Spawn's henchman. Oh man, what was this?
I got him.
You got him. You got him.
Hang
All right,
on.
hold on.
Hang on. Let me
get it.
Let me
all right,
pull this in.
Let me get a second.
We're gonna. You guys be the judge. Of this, but I think right now how I look is very similar to this guy. Oh nope, I didn't want to do that. Sorry about that.
Let's see. This right here.
Oh, let's see. Image.
Meanwhile, the Phoenix Suns have taken the lead, which, I mean, honestly, it's what we were just talking about there in the third quarter. It's not, the most shocking thing of all time, but damn. Must be a flagrant situation here. This is maybe, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Where did I save that picture to?
Yeah. Let me know. When you have it, I'll go here a little bit with the game. We'll do a little breakdown here. All right, so you got Chris Paul in transition here. Looks like a drag screen coming. Drag screen is when the big will kind of sprint down the floor there. He'll set that ball screen right there in transition. He kind of slipped it early here, but you get kind of the gist. And then they'll just kind of get that look. The a big difference that I think people that maybe watch high school or college basketball even to some degree don't understand when they talk about like the speed of the game in professional basketball is so much faster. I think people sometimes think that's the speed of the players, and it is, don't get me wrong, but a lot of it is what you just saw right there. It's everybody in the NBA knows where their skill set is best used on offense. And so, and they also know where they're supposed to be. So what'll happen is when they get into those actions like that, it's very quick. It was a solid slip. He's open. And as soon as Chris Paul gives him the ball there, he doesn't have to think. He knows, okay, I'm on the left side of the court, back to the basket. I know I've got this move and I've got this counter. And so I'm just going to go right into it. And, if I can get a shot off, we'll just take it. It's a good shot. I feel comfortable on that left, block in that area with this move, and we'll just go. And so there's really no hesitation. And so the game speeds up. It's that 24-second shot clock. But I would encourage you, if you're interested in sort of seeing that play out, just watch a couple possessions in a row, and watch that shot clock tick down and see when they're getting some of these shots off. Because a lot of times, remember, it's a 24-second shot clock. And I think a lot of people would be very, very interested to see how quickly they get good shots and stuff. That's what they mean. There's just, it's a faster game because there's just so many possessions, It's why, once again, I am not a financial advisor, but if you were going to bet
guys, we are not financial advisors.
You know, if you were in a legal wager state, or you wanted even, I'll be honest, if you want to wager some push-ups against your buddy, and you're watching March Madness, you know, here in a week, it's kind of the opposite in that setting. March Madness, the possessions of the game shrink down a lot, and so a lot of times you get a lot of close games, unless you have a huge disparity in like shooting percentage or turnovers. It's going to be a close game because there's far fewer possessions. Everything tightens up. That happens in the NBA playoffs too, but the reason that the game is so fast at this level is there's just so many damn possessions compared to all the other levels of basketball. So it's just something to like look for, you know,
Right.
and kind of take a look at. But
Absolutely.
that's what they mean when they reference that.
Yes. And I will say this.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Like you could tell, I got a full head of hair here. I'm proud of it. I am proud of it. You know. But as soon as this receding hairline takes my middle baldness away, I guarantee you I'm going to look like this.
Yeah. Hold on, it's got to load up. I got like this stream over here is like delayed a little bit. Hold on. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh
How I
my.
look right now. It is.
Oh.
It is what it is, man.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That is what I am here for, buddy.
Yeah,
that is.
That dude gave me that movie gave me nightmares.
Oh
As a little
man.
kid. You know what I realized?
Gosh. There's
You
a
know what I
guy in the
realized
world out there.
You know what I realized about my childhood?
What did you realize?
I watched like too much scary stuff too early in life.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
I was like 7, 8 years old watching Freddy Krueger. What's
it's
that gonna
not
do to
what
your mind?
that's it's gonna turn it inside out probably.
Yeah,
You know?
it's gonna make you.
Yeah,
very
but
scared
you're not
of
like
a
a
scary movie.
you're not like a scared adult though. You're a pretty brave guy, I would say. It's not like you're
no,
you know
don't get me wrong.
running
mess
around
it up.
out here. It didn't like scar you. But I do.
Look better like Two-Face there.
Bro. That guy, yeah. Hey. I mean, you know.
But he's not. He wasn't even the scariest one out of the movie.
Well, no, he's kind of the idiot henchman, right? Like he
Yeah.
wasn't, you know, he wasn't like
But
pulling
also,
it off.
like very scary.
Very scary, yes, very scary. I would say. I mean,
like
just this. I mean, it kind of. I mean, let's just call it as it is. You know, he looks like a pedophile. You know, realistically.
Oh, for sure.
You
And
know, I
don't get
think
me
if
wrong, like I meet that dude in an alleyway, it's going down, and that dude's getting mad.
it's time. Oh yeah, it's time. You better check my stats. You better check the stats. That dude's going to the morgue probably. But you know, as a child, you know, you're not thinking about, you know, body bagging people at that time. You're a little, you know, concerned if you see a fella that looks like that. I get it.
Oh, for sure. It's like, oh, what's up, big fella?
No doubt. All right, let's see. Chris Paul rebound. All right, he's pushing the rock. Little
time you
transition here. If you're tuning into this stream, we're in the fourth quarter. We've got 8:45, 8:44, 8:43. Oh, nope, 8:44. Sorry, got a foul call there. So we are at 8:44 in the fourth quarter. If we are trying to sync it up at home. Yeah,
Okay,
man.
let's check where we're at with these bets here. And I think we're not looking the best.
You know what? Here, why don't I do this? Why don't we try it? You know, let's get a little crazy here. Why don't I go like this? Let's switch it up. You know, I've had the purple lights this whole time.
Yeah, get some orange in there.
Let's get some orange going. Yes,
See what's what.
Let's get some orange going. I gotta. Oh, by the way, I'll just say this. Okay, that's got a little bit of like a different vibe here. Let's get orange. I will say this. Wow, that is pretty awesome, actually. All right. Anyway, I got a nice little orange going on here. I'm going to make it even better for you guys. we'll get real sort of nice, like oh no, it's more. See, it looks more orange when it's with the
No, it
purple.
looks good right where you're at it. Oh well, I guess that is a little more orange.
This is a little more orange, but anyway, I think for anyone who's watching these freaking Philips Hue lights, phenomenal. You know, I'll give them the free ad right there.
Yeah, we'll
I mean,
give them the free press because
just get them. Like that's all I can say. Just get them. Like honestly, if you want some cool lights, and they're cool for whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like if you are a content creator, they're great. If you're, you know, maybe you
got
like
an OnlyFans or something, you know, fantastic.
Phenomenal. If you're a, you know,
TikTok.
You know, if you're really into vitamins, you know,
for sure.
This
Sets
is
the
like
vibe.
for sure. Maybe you know
taking
what I'm
that
saying?
vitamin D, it sets the vibe for sure.
Romantic, you know, time, you know, maybe with your lady, maybe you want like a little Valentine's Day dinner or something.
Sure,
you know, you could, you know, I just think they're great for all occasions. You know, a bar
Set the
mitzvah,
mood, just being like boop boop.
birthday party, you know, first communion, whatever. You know, they're the Philips Hue lights, man. They're good. You can put them. You could, you know,
First
church,
wedding, second
whatever
wedding,
you want to do. If you want to have a
Absolutely.
light, if you want to have the ability to
Illuminate.
you know, have your lights just be out of control, that's what you need. The Philips Hue lights. Buy them wherever they sell lights. I guess that's the.
Ooh, who's that? Chris Paul? He get fouled? Yeah, he did. Carmelo, you reach, he teach.
What a silly goose, you know.
Like, go take your seat on the bench, Melo. He knows
It's
what
just-
he did to him. Did he wave bye to him?
He knows what he did. I'll tell you what, man, though, this is where Vegas comes into play, right? It's right here. It's the fact that this is a 5-point game with 7 minutes left and the spread is 4.5.
Yeah.
A lot of time, don't get me wrong, but I mean, come on, right?
Yep. DeAndre,
That's what they do.
He needs to get like at least 11 rebounds for us. I'm not even going to stunt.
That was the 1-2 of the 5, right?
Well, I'm going to be honest. Any DeAndre Ayton bet we would have placed tonight, we would have lost by a fucking landslide.
I
But
know.
he's still got like plenty of time left to redeem himself in this fourth quarter here.
I know.
My makeup's coming off.
I know. Wow. Let me my NBA League Pass connection just
Did it hold up on you?
It just went down. I might have to switch to my other NBA League Pass connection.
No, my League Pass connection's good.
All right, let me
maybe just refresh.
Yeah, I'll try to refresh. We'll get it back. No worries. Yeah, man. But anyway, I think you know, if you know what? Are we that next commercial break? We'll run that last video, right?
Yep.
I was just thinking about that because I wanted to. You know what? I'll say it after. I wish I knew where we were at, but
You wish you knew. I could tell you.
My League Pass connection, you know, you might have.
I'm at 707 right now. Chris Paul shooting a free throw.
All right, sweet. Let's see if I can get.
Just get you a little tidbit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But I'm also getting a little pausey here. Oh, are we still shooting the free throws from the same instance from Carmelo Anthony? What are we doing here? Oh, did Carmelo Anthony fell out of the game?
Let me see. That would be wild.
Personal fouls 4. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say Carmelo doesn't really play.
Aggressive D.
Yeah, you got to play hard to foul out and on the defensive end. And not saying he's a bad defender, but
he's a more of an offensive player. It's like that's where his attributes are. So
for sure. I mean, it's like is a juggler a creep? I mean,
I think we've already went down this road.
That's true. That's true.
Because the juggler that I know is not a creep.
Yeah. See, so you know, once again, Maybe I was wrong, you know. I've been wrong before.
Yep. Not as wrong as some people.
That is true. I'm often right.
Huh?
I'm often right. But when I'm
Oh.
wrong, I'm wrong. You know, it's the name of the game, you know?
Yeah. And you try to be right. You try to be on the right side of stuff.
Yeah, I tend to think that's a good way to look at life. You know, I don't think anybody's ever trying to be wrong. I don't think anybody ever says anything. You know,
Yeah.
it's a good like way to look at it. I've been thinking about that. You know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this stream. But you got anything?
Dang league pass. Let me see if I can find a little old workaround for the old league pass here.
I'm just gonna hit the game cast. 4:59 Trailblazers full timeout.
Love it. Yep. Beautiful.
All right. And
What
we're
are we
going to go
looking-
to a little commercial break too as well.
That's a good call.
So feel free to check this out. Hey Fancast, how we doing? I'm Scott with Fancast, and I want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30 second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, ScottyO32. Or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free. Guys, like we said, small business is the backbone of what we do over here at Fancasttv. And we know that fans of fans want to do things for the fans, you know? That's what we're all about. We want to be able to offer our fans, who also might be small business owners, a chance to advertise with the big dogs. And we offer that ability for no cost whatsoever to you, the small business owner. So if you know a small business owner that is looking to advertise, here's an easy way for them to advertise, and it costs them nothing. All you got to do, submit your video to Fancasttv Twitter, or, like the video said, when we have the spot on the website up, feel free to submit your video to there.
And it's just that easy, guys.
Oh.
It really is.
I was about to say, I'm like, where's this guy at?
It really is. Oh, no, I'm here. I'm just fooling around with my league pass, but all good. Yeah. So anyway, I think, that's something that we really wanted to do, for those small businesses, right? It's an exciting thing for us, to be able to help people out in that way. So as the stream grows, it's just cool. Like as the stream grows, that will continue to be a staple for us.
And
we really want to do that.
Owners, we mess with it,
Mm-hmm.
We mess with it. So like we
Absolutely.
want to do unto others as you'd want done unto yourself,
100%. And I hope when these streams gets millions of views, I hope at some point we can use that as an opportunity to change some lives of some of those small business owners.
That's probably going to be next week, to be honest with you, because we are going to be broadcasting March Madness Friday through Sunday, just for you guys, so like us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch.
It's going to be a hell of a time.
Yeah.
We're going to bring on a bowl, and I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I agree with you. I think we could be in the millions. We got some viral moments out of Vince earlier.
Oh, we did.
So, you never know.
Did. We're on the
All right, so we're good here. We're rolling. I'm at if you're trying to get that stream synced back up here as we come down the home stretch, we are at 4 minutes and 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. 4 minutes and 14 seconds in the fourth quarter. Damian Lillard just got fouled there. But yeah, man, Suns up 10. Suns up 10. So right there, that bet
Clam
hit.
Chowder got him, bro.
Oh, the old clam chowder. And it did. It did. So yeah, we got, I mean, on these bets right now, as it stands, we got let's see. Suns up 10, that's great.
Devin Booker's got 31 points achieved.
We're at 218 right now. So we're very close there with 4 minutes left. I feel good about that. I feel good about the Suns.
Chris Paul has 7 assists.
Feel good about Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Unfortunately,
4 rebounds, bro.
It might be a situation where DeAndre Ayton has made enemies of this channel.
Yeah, he might be ran out of town after tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
It might be a situation where, yep, good old DeAndre Ayton may have made some enemies here tonight.
You know what? And I don't want to have to be that one duck horse that Vince was talking about for DeAndre Ayton, but I might have to be a duck horse.
But I will be. See, if you ask me, I think the interesting thing about the horse and the duck question is, you know, I think you're actually, it's a rock and a hard place, to be honest, because I think the horse-sized duck is going to give you a hell of a lot of problems.
They're fast. Like that's not,
you know,
easy
that's
fast.
That's a big duck.
How many is it horse-sized ducks or duck-sized?
So it's 100. It's 100 duck-sized horses. But here's my argument. Let's think about this in reality. Let's say this was a feat that you had to accomplish.
Well, think about it. Ducks only have 2 feet. Horses have 4. That's automatically an advantage for them. They automatically get better.
I mean, yeah, shit, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. I never really thought about it like that.
2 additional legs.
Yeah, I never really thought about it like that, but that's a good way to think about it, actually, too. No, but yeah, because they're little like ducks, but they have 4 legs then, whereas the horse-sized duck is still a duck. But here's the thing I think about that people don't consider.
Duck, like when that thing spreads its wings, if it like starts to like,
yeah, he bucks up at you. Yeah,
that's gonna be intimidating as fuck.
Big, yeah, that's a little scary. Well, here's the thing, though. This is what I always
imagine a horse bucking up at you, and now it's got wings to flap too, but also here's the other thing: 2 legs.
And it's making that sound. That sounds a lot scarier than a horse sound. Imagine how deep the voice. Imagine how deep the quack would sound from a horse-sized duck.
Like Mr. Ed as a duck.
Yeah, exactly. Like imagine, like that's
I'm glad you got that reference because that's a very old time reference.
Well, I feel like, you know, it's like it wouldn't look at you like how a horse would either. It would look at you with bird eyes. And I think if anybody is like understands what I'm talking about, like, you know, that's some darkness, you know, there's some mystery. Birds have been around for a while, like, you know what I'm saying? So have horses, don't get me wrong, but horses have been like an integral part of like human society for a long time. They are kind of our friend in a lot of ways. You know, I agree. And here's my thing. Do you want to be the guy in the newspaper? And here's always my point. Do you want to be the guy in the newspaper that murdered? Because you have to, you got to kill, you have to like fight them. So, right. So do you want to be the guy that literally like beat to death 100 cute, tiny horses? Or everyone's going to hate you if you're that guy.
You took out this big beast like a dragon.
Yes. You slayed it. Like, I think like that is like, you want to find someone who would end up being more famous than Drake. It's the guy that slayed the horse-sized duck. Like, potentially, you know, and I think I heard like somebody make that argument recently, like something along those lines of like that's the one you'd want to take on for the glory was kind of the argument. But I actually look at it the opposite. Like I don't think you want to be the guy that killed all the tiny horses, like because you're gonna be like I had to, and people are gonna be like we wish you didn't. Like they were really cute. Like
we need Chris Paul. We need like 2 more assists from that guy.
Yeah, so they're up. All right, so they're up. Let's see here.
4.5 more.
Yes, they're up more than 4.5. You're right. Damian Lillard just doesn't miss, bro. Jeez.
No, he don't.
He just drilled a 3 there on the right wing. Let's see here. Let's see what See what the Suns are thinking here. Up 7.
But here's the other thing too. Oh no.
Up
We
9.
won this one. I thought we could get our $2 back because of the FanDuel opt-in. But you know what? FanDuel took that away from us, so we can't even opt into that. So our same game parlay that we placed with FanDuel, yeah, this is unsponsored ads right now. We can't even try to just at least get our money back with Chris Paul getting an assist or 2 here.
That's a tough. You know who I'm excited? Oh, that's not good. Devin Booker goes down. He's hopping up. Hold on, let's see.
I think he just probably got a knee.
He's fine. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he's fine. He's just totally fine. Geez, skinny legs on Devin Booker though, huh? Like he's not a very.
Oh yeah, he just got a knee to the thigh.
He's a pretty slender dude.
Or
That's
knee
interesting.
to the knee?
Yeah, it looks like to the knee. He's a pretty slender fella.
Yeah, he is. But you'd be amazed like what these guys wear underneath their shorts with like compression padding, you know?
Yeah, like they're going to war.
Yeah, like you're padded enough, but like that shit still hurts. Like he's definitely got padding underneath his shorts.
Yeah, but still, like that looks like almost like inner thigh, kind of like by the knee, almost like inner knee.
Yeah, he doesn't have padding down by the knees, but like definitely thighs up.
Oh, they got it. Yeah, it's like a bulletproof. A lot of them wear like a vest, like a padded, like bulletproof.
Oh, yeah, like a rib cage in football.
Yeah. Yep.
If you know what that is, but if not, it's like padding around your ribs because so many times you drive the lane, you can get hammered. And
absolutely.
Even in this day, and guys don't get hammered like they used to.
Nah, it's still a physical game, man. Those are some big dudes down there.
It's
like,
different.
Damian Lillard's probably 6'3". I mean, you going in amongst some big boys. Like when you drive, man. Like it's a different level of physicality for sure. It's another element of the NBA that's different.
Let me ask you this: what do you think Frank Kaminsky's over under was for points?
8.
Oh.
What was it?
I don't know, but what do you think he has as points?
Probably like I don't remember him. Like 4.
He's got 2.
Wait. What do you think Frank Kaminsky's favorite? What do you think his order is at the Red Lion? I'm thinking he's Frank Kaminsky looks like the type of dude that is probably
Pitcher of Long Island.
I don't know, man. He feels like a lot of Miller Lights.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot.
And I think we could take that stand as a fan cast. Like Miller Lite will never be a sponsor of us. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no. When I was younger, I liked their product when I was, obviously, of course, once I became 21.
I liked their product when I was younger too. They put a great NASCAR driver out in Rusty Wallace, number 2, Miller Lite.
Oh, see,
that was my guy. He was my guy. Once in the local strip market next to us, they had his car. I took a picture in front of it. My guy. But ever since he retired,
is it called a strip market?
Whatever, strip mall. His car was there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. 100%. And I just thought to myself, you know what we should do? We're definitely going to
from there.
Definitely strip. Well. Yes, but we're from inside of NASCAR too. But we're definitely gonna have to stream the Daytona 500.
Yeah, we could.
We could stream the Daytona 500. We could. I think that could be a good time. I think that could be a very good time.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, look. Here's the deal.
Shot every lap.
That sounds. Well.
It's like 165, I think.
What if it was
50? Even
what
then,
if it was,
it don't matter.
What if it was beers? What if it was a shot of beer every lap? What would that look like? You think?
Let me take
160. So it's like 10. Oh, that's actually
Daytona 500 miles.
It's a lot of beers. Yeah, 500 miles. But how long's the track?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It seems because 100. That's a lot.
200 laps.
That's like
so 200
that's like
shots.
4.25 power hours. We should do it.
That sounds nearly impossible now that we've done the math.
No, 3.25 power hours.
Yeah, it's
not impossible, Nick. You just got to be motivated enough.
Oh, it's like 15 beers. Yeah, okay. Yeah, when you put it like that, it's like a Heineken mini keg. That's interesting. Anyway, but we should definitely do the Daytona 500. Here's what I'm thinking though too. Because we're coming down to the wire here. So
we are.
Phoenix is about to win. They're up. They're up 9. If the Blazers were going to foul, they would have. So Phoenix goes out and wins. And we'll get into that in the post game show. But I do. After seeing them tonight, I like the Suns, man, and I like the Suns for one simple reason. They shoot the ball very well. And as I was talking about earlier, when we get to playoff time and those possessions shrink, a team that shoots the ball well and has a guy like Chris Paul can make a little bit of a run. I'll be honest. Now that we didn't win the bet, I don't know, man. I mean, let me just save it. I'll just save it. I'll save my thoughts for the post-game show. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, I think, we're going to get real quick right into the post-game show. We won. We're happy about it. Fantastic. Let's transition. Now we're in it. We're in the post-game show.
All right, beautiful. All right, here's the deal. Here's what I got.
Well, with the Rockets winning, I'm sorry to step in with you.
No, absolutely. Go ahead.
But they're now 1.5 games out of first if
because the Jazz play tomorrow. So the Suns are now 1.5 games out of first in the West.
Yeah.
That's I think that's I mean, Vince spoke to it, but it's wild, man. I mean, they're a small Lakers slump here in this last stretch away from having some, serious a serious shot really at that 1 seed. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, you look at Devin Booker's performance. He had a quiet 35 tonight.
Yep, it's
a quiet 35. It did not seem like he had a 35, but he had a quiet 35.
I agree. I agree. I think him and Chris Paul in that backcourt. You never know. Do I think that they're beating? Do I think that they're winning the Western Conference? No. Do I think they can make it to the Western Conference Finals? I will say yes. I actually think they can. I actually truthfully believe that the Phoenix Suns can make the Western Conference Finals. And I would argue that anyone who disagrees with me, tell me who. Find me at the team. The Jazz? I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean,
I really don't.
I will say this. It's not going to be the Jazz, but I do think the Phoenix Suns do need to be firing on all cylinders to make that push, Like DeAndre Ayton only getting 4 rebounds, 11 points may not be enough to get that.
Yeah, I think when they shoot the ball, and I agree, DeAndre Ayton, that's a tough night in general, regardless of the bet. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, without the bet, even it's not gonna get it done.
Like
it's not getting it done against Anthony Davis or Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, he's got to contribute more either on the boards or with points.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with it not being points because look at Draymond Green. Like that type of player who just I'm not going to be a points guy, but
I'll do the other things, right?
I will do the other things.
It's interesting. It does make you wonder what that locker room's like, right? Because Ayton was a number one pick, right?
Yep.
And you do always have to kind of wonder, with a guy like Chris Paul coming in there and a guy like Devin Booker, the way that he plays. And honestly, they've got Bridges. He's very solid. You wonder a little bit, because I agree, like the bet that we made does go to show, like, look, 14 was going to be a stretch. That's why we made the bet, because it was fun. Do not get me wrong, but
Yep.
I mean, bro, my man had how many rebounds? Like, come on, I know they won, but like, that's tough. I mean, some of the shot selection I kind of question at times. It's interesting to me.
Yeah.
But either way, man, I think Phoenix Suns, I'm curious to see how they go down the stretch. I'm sure we'll do another one of their game, whether it's, soon or the playoffs. But, yeah, man. And I mean, speaking of which, guys, here's the deal. The March Madness stream is coming.
It's coming. Friday,
The all weekend, a week from what, tomorrow?
A week from tomorrow. Guys, let's be honest here. A week from tomorrow, we're going to be streaming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that first weekend of March Madness. We're going to be your go-to entertainment.
Yep.
Or basketball. College basketball. March Madness.
That's true.
Hey, and you know what? Here's an opportunity for you to win free money from our $2 parlays that we're going to be placing on every single bet that we cover that day. That day and that day. Because it's 3 days. So get a chance, get in, just retweet us, like our page, and you're automatically entered to win when we win. Because we're going to win probably like 66% of the time. For like, we're probably going to cover 18 games. Maybe not 18, but we're probably going to cover like 12, 3 a day maybe.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, we're definitely going to win 8 of those bets for sure. And they're going to be parlays.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt. You're watching the tournament anyway, right? I'll just be honest. You're watching the tournament anyway. You're watching it on some random
you got your
network.
brackets put together. You got your bracket bid. That's fine. Great. Wonderful.
Come hang
Watch
out,
the game. Mute it. Listen to us while we talk about that game.
Come hang out. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a bunch of guests on. You know who I'm excited about? I'll be honest. Well, first of all, I'm excited to have Vince back. He was phenomenal. He was phenomenal on the stream. I'm very excited about that. I'm excited to introduce people to our Cubs guy. I think
our Cubs guy.
That is very exciting to be able to kind of roll that out. So I'm thrilled about that. And honestly, man, look, at the end of the day for that March Madness stream, you know who's coming through. You already know who's coming through. Uncle Blazer's coming through, I'm sure. I would almost guarantee it.
The salmon salamander. He's probably coming through.
Yep, absolutely. The salmon swimming upstream, he's coming right at you. That's happening. I would guarantee it. Like I said, we got our Cubs guy, Mike. He guaranteed. I'm telling you, that is a must watch. That is absolutely a must watch. So, I just think at the end of the day, we get Vince back.
We might have Pat McAfee on this stream too. I think that was in the works. I thought I heard maybe.
There was a few DMs.
There was a few DMs going one way, maybe not back the other, but like at least one way. They definitely work out. So like the conversation was started for sure.
Absolutely, I would say that is the case. But yeah, man, I think overall, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody back next weekend, and yeah, man, that's all I got.
We'll see you then. If we don't see you before.
Absolutely.
But
hey,
like and subscribe. Appreciate everyone for viewing in, and
no doubt.
We'll see you we'll see you next week actually, but definitely subscribe to the Nick Learns podcast because he's sponsoring the pre and post game show. So definitely subscribe to that. Take a look, check it out. Learn a couple things. It's not a bad thing to learn. It's not a bad thing.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
I love it.
Y'all.
I love it. Hey, adopt more dogs. I'll see you guys next weekend. I'm out.
We out.